Dirty spiders beware, I am coming for you and the rest of your meddlesome friends. It is time to celebrate the rise of the Sinister Six. So, Peter Parker, if you and your friends are ready to see the devastation that we will unleash on you, find that like button and smash it.
ValleyFlyin.
Hello, spider friends and all you Valley maniacs. Welcome to the ValleyFlyin channel. I am your friendly neighborhood ValleyFlyin, and we are talking about Dr. Octopus and the rest of the Friday's blog posts, in addition to all of your questions from the mailbag. Now, if you want your question potentially featured in an upcoming mailbag episode, we do these every week, guys. Make sure you are a member of the Discord. The link is down below, and then join the channel there. But let's go to Friday's blog post before we get to all the questions, guys, and talk about Dr. Octopus, that dirty Dr. Octopus coming to the game. Boom, here we are. And yes, the rumors were true. Drew was accurate many months back talking about Dr. Octopus coming to the game. Well, he said a Spider-Verse character, a legendary character is coming to the game. It is Dr. Octopus, guys. And if we scroll down here, we will see that he is a leader of the Sinister Six. You won't need to give your tentacle to get Dr. Ock. You will need Mutant Black Ops team, the X-Force members. So, on the stream before this was announced, I was thinking 80% chance X-Force. The other thing, because I knew a lot of you guys had guessed correctly on the rumors, 2 more Sinister Six characters rumored to be coming in August. I thought maybe it would be a Sinister Six character, going for 2 brand new characters and a bunch of other characters, but they went for 3 new characters in Domino, X-23, Negasonic Warhead. Still no word on how they will become farmable, or if they will become farmable before this event, but they are the required characters. 5-star unlock, so clearing up some of the questions I've been hearing. Is it going to be a 5-star, 6-star? Had no idea up until this point, guys. I had Drew been searching for these rumors, but he was not able to find this, and he was not able to confirm this. But I think a lot of people was given the timing of the data mine of each of these, thought it was very likely, just not 100%, but now 100% X-Force is the unlock of this. And what he's going to bring to the table, a brand new mechanic, guys, the linchpin that unites the Sinister Six faction into combat. He'll bring the ability to summon a character with the Sinister Six trait that has not yet been part of the battle. So we have 5 in the game right now. Rumor is that we were getting 2 more before Doc Ock is released. So possibly getting a rotation of these characters, or I'm not sure how it would be determined. If it's one of your characters from your roster, maybe you have to have these characters unlocked. Not sure. We still have to, we're still waiting word on the details, and also not sure what is, what specific game mode this will be applicable to, or if it's going to be applicable to all game modes. But let's take a look at the skill in action, guys. We see the video from the blog post, and then we will get to your questions. Boom. All right, so there we see, it's a short video, just seeing that summoning, boom, and there you see it in action, boom, and there is the shocker, guys. There he is, and boom, 6. And that was a criticism from before. Hey, we only have 5 Sinister Six members, and I guess you could purposely kill Mysterio, get that 6th member, but yeah, it wasn't official until Dr. Doom made official. But boom, let's go to your questions, guys. Again, from the Discord, make sure you join that. You want to get your questions potentially featured. But boom, here it is. First question of the week from Hot Lana. Hope you're staying safe. My alliance just completed difficulty 1 for Ultimate 7, and the rewards were sweet. Awesome. Congratulations, brother. Do you know if we'll be getting difficulty levels for the Greek raids? And I think this question was asked before the blog post came out that announced that yes, we are getting these new difficulty tiers for the Greek raids as well, sometime in 2020. Still don't have a date for that yet, but yes, they are coming, brother. Do you think they will add new Greek raids with some of the newer tags like Marauders, X-Force, etc.? I am not sure, but I hope so. And I think marketing-wise, it would make sense for them to add more of these tags. So hey, we could use some of our shiny new characters, our new X-Force characters, more Marauders characters, some of the new Young Avengers characters. So I would like to see all those to answer your second question, but I think it does serve them to update some of these Greek raids. I'm not sure why they have not done that yet. What is up from East Texas? What is up from North Central Texas. Hope you and your family are staying safe during this pandemic. Same to you and all of you guys out there as well. My question is, my last two characters, who should I bring to Dark Dimension 2? Hela, Minerva, and Star-Lord. A lot of this answer is going to be very specific to what you have, what resources you have, and what you're actually going to be saving for Dark Dimension 4, because we know that the unlock for that is gear tier 15. So not sure how much characters you're building, but just in a vacuum, you got Hela, Minerva. Those are some awesome characters. I mean, Phoenix, if you have her, you're not going to be able to run multiple days, but it'll be very, very awesome on single nodes. And then the other character, Ebony Maw. So I'm not sure if you have those. So some other characters, and these are more older school characters. So I did Groot, Nick Fury, and Rocket. Those were my other three in addition to Minerva and Star-Lord. But some of the symbiotes, they would also work. That also help you in Dark Dimension 3. So those are some ideas. I mean, there's a lot of teams. There's a lot of awesome teams that have people have used since I passed Dark Dimension 2. So it's short answer. It's going to depend on your roster, brother. All right, greetings from Palau. You should come visit sometime. Amazing diving, fishing, and more importantly, no COVID. Awesome. I had a talk with Drew. Good, because I have not heard from Drew in a little while. The background of last week was Palau, right? I tried to get more details about Doc Ock. I noticed that the game loves amazing war defense team, Marauders with Emma, and then releases counters soon after. That means the new Sinister Six is going to be the counter to Marauders. It is very possible, very, very possible. I'm not sure if this team is going to be aimed towards war, and if it is going to be aimed towards war, going to be aimed towards offense or defense. I'm not sure, but the reasoning there would make sense, but maybe it's gonna be a new raid team. I am not sure. What are your thoughts in the comments, guys? What do you think this new Sinister Six team is gonna be good at? Next question. Ooh, this is a long one. What is up, brother? Hope you and yours are staying safe. Would you be able to take a deep dive video into the mechanics of the Black Order versus Black Order matchup? I know it's a bit niche, but I have found that War and Arena can frequently involve these matchups, and knowing the tie-ins could really be helpful. So yeah, I still have not figured out a good solution to Black Order versus Black Order matchups. Normally, I use Black Order and they beat everything, and then when I'm going against Black Order, I use that Arena team of Phoenix, Colossus, Invisible Woman, Black Bolt, and Ultron. Now, because those characters are on separate teams in War, usually if I'm trying to beat a Black Order team, I end up two-shotting it. But yes, community, you guys are probably more well-versed in Black Order versus Black Order matchups than I am. So if you know how to solve that conundrum, let me know. I'll gladly do a video on it if I figured it out myself, brother. All right, thank you for all the content you make. Thank you guys for watching, all of you guys, helping me with my alliance up to date with the MSF news with this 2020 roadmap. I'm not exactly happy with the state of the game. Mid-game player, and I feel I can compete pretty well, but seeing that Gear Tier 15 is coming, Dark Dimension 4 is coming, I don't have a single Gear 14 yet. I feel like I'm falling further and further behind. Can you give me hope of catching up? I mean, it depends what you want to catch up to. It really depends on your outlook of the game. If you think that just by spending time in the game, you're going to be able to compete with someone that spends time and money in the game, I would say set some realistic expectations. If you're going for having fun, though, which is very possible without spending any money in this game, you might have to adjust what your definition of it, maybe not chasing the meta, but you know, having fun with the newer characters. That's all I can say, because I don't know how someone can compete with someone that spends a lot more than them. You know, I'm not in I don't have the top roster. I'm not in the top alliance, and I'm fine with that. I still have fun. So I guess it will depend on what your definition of fun is, brother. I didn't even say that right, but anyway, yeah, it depends on what your definition of fun is. That's all I can say with that. So with the announcement of DD4, should we keep most of the gear from DD3 until we know what DD4 would take? There's the argument for doing that. I probably will do that with most of my team, but the argument for not doing that is you're sacrificing some of your characters currently to hopefully benefit them in the long term. So that's the argument for that. But I'm going to be saving my gear I'm going to take up a couple characters once I'm finished with Dark Dimension 3, like Thanos, like Cull Obsidian, and probably Venom if I don't have them already completed. After that, those are my last 3 characters. After that, I'm building nobody for until I know what's going to happen in Dark Dimension 3. But I think it's very likely that you would probably be safe building up Minerva, Ebony Maw, and Phoenix, just based on what we know of Dark Dimension 2 and Dark Dimension 3. Next question. I know that Ebony Maw does well in arena defense, but would you consider him for arena offense too? Yes. Any non-Black Order team, that Black Order team takes them out. I know some people probably use him in offense. I use him in raid offense, but I'm sure there's probably a bunch of different teams. There's probably a bunch of different ways that you could beat Black Order with non-Black Order teams. Just the version that I use does not feature Ebony Maw, but yeah. Any non-Black Order team, he is in that team 100% because Black Order does very, very well against any other team in the game. How are you? I called it. Dr. Doom DD4 unlocked. Too bad I haven't started Dark Dimension 3 is. What do you think his kit could be like? I have no idea, honestly. This is actually a video that I reached out to Tony Scangeli to do because he's a big Dr. Doom fan. So yes, hopefully that will be coming later this week. But honestly, I think it's going to be very, very strong. If you look at the reward for Dark Dimension 2, the best character arguably in the game once people were completed was Ultron. So I'm expecting it to be very, very strong. Maybe utilizing things like Doombots, kind of reminiscent of that Ultron kit, kind of bringing it up to today's meta, allowing him to get some red stars. I'm not sure, but I think I know it's going to be very, very strong, or people wouldn't be incentivized to go into Dark Dimension 4. What is up, ValleyFlyin? So gear tier 15 was stated in the roadmap, but no mention of the level cap increase. I think for me, it was in my mind, yes, they're going to increase the gear. They're going to increase the level cap. So I didn't mention it, but yeah, I think they are going to increase the level cap. Do you expect, based on how they've been doing these things, for another level cap increase coming later this year as well? I think there will be one more level cap increase before the end of the year. I don't expect 2. But if there was a second one building us from 75 to 80 and then another one from 80 to 85, I wouldn't be surprised. But I think we're just going to go up to 80 for this new gear tier. But I could be totally wrong. We could skip past the 80 level increase and go right to 85. Anything is possible with Fox. I can now Scopely in the mix, guys. What's up, brother? Why do we need Dr. Doom when we already have the ultimate counter in Squirrel Girl? I agree. Squirrel Girl has beaten Thanos. She's beaten Dr. Doom. I think she beat Galactus. I mean, why get Dr. Doom when we already have the character in the game that could beat her? I totally agree. I'm not sure what the logic is there because Squirrel Girl counters everyone. And remember, Savage is better than Hogan. I guess you could make that argument depending what context you're talking, right? I mean, if you're talking to Savage, you see he's much better than Hogan. And if you're talking to Hulk Hogan, brother, he would say he's much better than Savage. It depends who you're talking to, you know? Next question. Top of the morning, ValleyFlyin. I am an early to mid-game player, and it looks like my second legendary will be either Magneto or Shuri. What T4 upgrades would you recommend for them? Well, for Shuri, definitely her ultimate gives her another round of healing, and yeah, more healing is better. Maybe even her passive, depending if you're running her on a full Wakanda's team or not. And then for Magneto, awesome T4 is going to be his special. That's probably his best one. But his passive, very, very good too. More max health, more focus. Both of those you can't go wrong, even in today's meta. So I would recommend either those 3 or those 4, depending on how abundant your T4 resources are. Please accept me to your Loot Cakes Alliance. My admission is pending your approval. Thanks. The Loot Cakes Alliance is full. You guys are welcome to start a new one if you want, and then let me know in the Discord. I could promote it for all you guys that want to be in a Loot Cakes Alliance together. But yeah, the current one I have is full, and it took too long to maintain. So I'm not going to start I'm not starting another one, but you guys are more welcome to, and I'll help you guys promote it if you want help with that. Hey, Valley, who should I take into Dark Dimension 4? In all seriousness, are you worried, and I am, that Gear Tier 15 comes in hand with a level 80 and the amount of gold it takes to level up one character? That's going to be eye-watering. The amount of gold is going to be insane. Hopefully, they come up with more ways to reduce that gold crunch that is going on, but I think it definitely is going to come with a level 80 increase. It definitely at 80, possibly 85, like we talked about earlier, but I think it will come with a level cap increase. First time, a long time viewer, first time writer. Overall, which team has more value for a mid-game player? Brotherhood with Blob and Toad, or Marauders, or maybe a hybrid team? I've recently returned player, haven't gotten past Villain 7-1 yet. I'm trying to figure out which team to focus on building for. I probably wouldn't focus on either one of them. I think the Marauders is going to have more long-term value because of Mr. Sinister and his ability to clone. Plus, we have Emma Frost coming to the game, and that looks to be a very, very solid war defense team. Brotherhood, on the other hand, is going to be a very solid war offense team. Probably is not going to be able to take out as many meta teams as the Marauders is going to be able to handle meta offense teams. But it depends what you're going for. But getting past Villain 7-1 yet, I would focus on that Villains team to unlock Hela on that note, so you can start to farm her, and then your Mystics to start to farm Loki and work on the Asgardian team. That should be your next team if you could get to that Villain node. But Marauders, to answer your two questions, gonna have more long-term value. What's up, brother? Question: has anyone tried to revive Phoenix with Minerva after Phoenix turns into Dark Phoenix and dies? She can't be revived. That's in her passive. Once she dies, she cannot be revived. She'll just be very strong. If you can revive her, then she gets killed, and then summon a new Dark Phoenix. I mean, multiple Dark Phoenixes on the field. I've had that with Sinister. Just crazy, but yeah, she cannot be revived. It says that in her passive. Rhoda had blog post. It was announced a number of free cooldowns and Blitz would decrease at some point. Do you think the devs will ever increase point per Blitz win in World Warrior milestone when this takes place? Less battles means less wins. That would make sense, and hopefully this is something they catch. I think eventually the community, I think this is something that when it's released, they'll be like, hey, we decreased the points, and then community would be like, hey, the World Warrior, what about that? And then later on, they'll fix it. But I think this is something that they might miss early on. But if you're watching, Foxnick, Scopely, World Warrior milestones, when you adjust the Blitz points, make sure you adjust the World Warrior milestones and everything as well. But yeah, I honestly, I don't think they're watching. I think that's going to be missed. Hello, ValleyFlyin from OKC. What is up, brother? So the Roadhead blog post, Scopely, Foxnext put out talking about Blitz. Do you think they will put a longer cooldown on characters to 4 to 6 hours? This will cut down the amount of time blitzing and saves players, essentially, with all the new features they have going on. So what they announced was talked about in the previous question, where the amount of free charges per day that you have. So that could cut down in a sense where you're not blitzing round the clock. You just blitz all your teams with all the free charges. You do that, and then if you want to continue, then you could use those paid charges or those refreshes. I think that would cut down. I'm not sure how it's going to work out. It wasn't too clear in the blog post, but hopefully just reducing those free charges will cut down in the blitz time for most players. Thanks for your tips. I can finally place first in arena and take the rewards. Awesome stuff, brother. My question: top 10 characters to spend gold, silver promotion credits on, and why don't make a video monthly like your top 10 free-to-play characters? Possibly. That's a very, very good idea. But just off the top of my head, it's really going to depend on your roster, what you're working on. Off the top of my head, your damage dealers, Black Bolt is a very good candidate. Thanos, if you're really working on that Black Order team, Cull is a very good candidate for that as well. Phoenix is awesome. She's kind of falling out of the meta, and it's kind of a double-edged sword with Phoenix, but she's a good character. Mr. Sinister is also very, very good. I think he has a lot of long-term value because of his ability to clone characters, so that's going to give you some long-term value. And then who else? Hela's another good candidate. I think I would place her a little lower than some of these other characters, but Hela is up there as well. So those are some characters I can think of off the top of my head, but it will be dependent on your roster and your usage of these characters, brother. Valley, the people of Seattle are smashing it by announcing a new hockey team called the Seattle Kraken. Do you think this was inspired by the people in Seattle spending tons of money on MSF offers? Definitely. I had the people in Seattle are big MSF spenders, and they spend so much. They wanted to name their hockey team after that. Yes, I agree. That has to be that's the most likely scenario. ValleyFlyin's greetings from Singapore. Hope you're doing fine. I have two questions. Firstly, now that Toad and Blob are farmable through a Blitz and Arena store respectively, where would you place them in your beginner's farming guide? Very, very low. What value do they provide to the team? They don't unlock legendary characters, so they're not going to provide a lot in terms of that and building other teams. Are they good on their team? Yes, but I'd place having another awesome war offense team and another awesome blitz team very low priority for especially newer and mid-game players. So they're still low, but they do make up an awesome team. So they're not bad characters. They're just I think newer players have different priorities than having another war offense team. Secondly, do you have any general tips on how far to power up your roster in terms of level gear and abilities? I don't want to over level or invest in tunes that aren't worth it. Definitely take as many characters as you can if you have the resources gear tier 12. After that, the orange resources are a lot more hard to come by. So any character 13 and above, I would really think more about. But I think you can get away with taking characters up to gear tier 12 without too much repercussions. As far as level, bare minimum, I think you need them at least level 60. That allows you to get their abilities to 6664 and just allow that character to be able to use that character correctly. After that, I think it depends where you are in the game and what resources you have. Greetings from the Bluegrass State. What is up? Do you think they will ever make Black Party a monthly event like the rest of the Flash events? Yes, I think eventually they will. They'll eventually have to start easing up on the T4 bottleneck that they have. Maybe by adding T5, I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not, but I do expect them to ease up on it a little bit. It should be a monthly event at some point, especially with some people that just trying to get these characters, all these characters up to their T4 level on certain abilities that don't really get a lot through their alliance activities to raid season and the war seasons. They're kind of missing out on just getting these characters up to their full potential. So I definitely think it should come at least once a month, like the other Flash events. I think it will eventually. So yeah, it's something they need to add. Next question from Cincinnati. What is up? Asked this question on stream, but I had a typo. Wonder if putting Phoenix Colossus together with 3 homeless guys to make another sure to win Blitz team and having other 5 X-Men together would be good. I've tried it at Phoenix Colossus with Kingpin, Yondu. They were winning every time. Don't have Beast yet, so I haven't tried other than the 8.3. So this question, it depends on your goals. So if you are needing more Blitz teams, can you separate Phoenix and Colossus and make them on a viable team? Sure. Are the other X-Men viable at 8.3? Maybe. I don't know if they're going to be able to auto at 8.3. So for me, that's not something that I would do. I'd rather have stronger teams that I could just throw on auto and spend less time worrying about it than have more teams. But if you're in someone that needs more teams and the rest of your X-Men is leveled and built properly enough to make that team work at 8.3, because some of it will depend on red stars and where you have their normal stars are at, or their gold stars at, and their gear and other factors. But yes, if that team can work it for you at 8.3 and you need more Blitz teams, then yes. But personally, I don't need more Blitz teams. I just need my teams to be able to win at 8.3 and to be able to score more. So I'm not trying to combine or to try to separate teams. I'm trying to combine teams right now. ValleyFlyin. I do not have Black Bolt or Ebony Maw yet. Should I wait for them before entering Dark Dimension 3 or work on others? Work on others. Don't wait for them. Black Bolt, awesome character and will help shave days off, but I don't think he's required. He definitely is a great character for that mode, but I don't know if he's required. Ebony Maw, same thing. I have in my required list of characters because if you're looking for minimal resources, I think he can help you get through it with minimal resources, but the first few people through Dark Dimension 3 got through it without Ebony Maw, so you don't need to have them. But if you have others available, like a Hela, like a Symbiote Spider-Man, like a Colossus, work on them, get in, and then you can work on those characters. If you're still not through Dark Dimension 3, work on them when you unlock those characters. So yeah, don't wait, just go. Go with what you have. Go for some of those other characters, brother. Greetings from France. First Doc Ock question for you or Drew, since he's more aware of what's coming. I've reached out to Drew about everything he knows. He doesn't have anything new. That's why he's not on this week. But any idea if Doc Ock summons will have reduced stats, 70%, 30% damage like other summons or Sinister's clone, or can we have a real 6-man team with summons at 100% team scaled summoner? I am not sure. I think they could go with either option. I don't know if Sinister Six in their current state is strong enough that having 6 members on the team will make them too overpowered. I think you could still be able to beat them in their current state if you have 6 members, depending, of course, what Doc Ock's kit is. But I also could see them going with the reduced stats. So I think both options are viable. I think based on what they've done in the past, it makes more sense that they would do the reduced stats. But I could see it since it's a new mechanic. I could see them also adding 100% stats just to make it kind of more thematic for that Sinister Six. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens though. Hey Valley, is there confirmation of whether Stark Tech glitch is fixed or not? You know, I've been talking about this for a while. A lot of people have told me that it's there. I usually restart my game anyways. I can't really tell, but I have not seen confirmation whether it's there or not from either side. So if you guys know, let me know, or I could forward it to the devs, or you could forward it to the devs yourself. But I have not seen confirmation either way. The Stark Tech glitch is there. I've just kind of assumed that it was there and just been resetting my game though. Hey, Doc Octopus can summon the missing Sinister Six members when the other 4 members are in the field. What would this mean for campaign missions or anything that requires medals? I know you aren't able to play with Doc Ock currently, but I'm curious to what you think will happen. So I'm not sure. I think it's going to be determined by how it's worded in the passive. They mentioned, you know, some of the details, some of the broad strokes in that blog post, but I think once they get to the specifics in the passive, I think we'll be able to tell. Maybe he'll be able to summon them just in certain game modes. Maybe it won't be happening in campaigns, or maybe because it's a summon, it won't count if that member dies. Kind of like when a clone of Sinister dies, or when another summon dies, it won't count. So I'm not sure, but I think we will know once we see the full kit, or at least see the most of the kit and see how the passive's worded, how everything else is worded. But we'll see. We'll see. My thoughts is that I think it will count in campaigns. If it's worded like I think it's gonna work though. If it's worded like I think it's gonna be worded. Greetings from Washington State. Do you think Madame Gao will be added to MSF in order to make the hand team solid? I'm not sure, but I think hand will eventually get a rework at some point. And at that point, if Madame Gao is added, that's gonna be the most likely time. If she's not added at that point, then I think it's very unlikely that she's gonna come to the game. But I do think the hand will get a rework at some point. What is up, ValleyFlyin? Just seen the new raid ad, looking good, brother. Keep up the good work, ValleyFlyin. So yeah, they actually asked me to sign something to use my likeness, and that's all in their hands. So you know, once we came to the agreements, they're doing their thing with that. So I don't know where it's being aired. I don't know where those raid ads are. I've seen someone post something about Facebook, so I don't know where they're being run. That's not me. They just asked to use my likeness. All right, with a new legendary coming and need a for X-Force, where do you think the new tunes will be farmed? My X-Force is worse than Hydra before the rework. So it's very interesting because one thing that some people were angry over is, hey, the X-Force, when their offers were out there, this was not made known that Dr. Octopus would be an unlock for the X-Force. So I think at some point we'll get some more offers for them. And as far as farmability of the X-Force, I'm not sure if it's going to happen before the Doc Ock event or if it's going to happen after. I think they could go the Black Bolt treatment and make it happen after, or very close to it, or give like every other previous character and give a little bit of time to farm. If they become farmable, I think it could be likely that in the new campaign missions, they talked about adding more campaign missions. So I think it's likely the Cosmic and Mystic campaigns, they could be added at that point, or just going to one of the stores, whatever comes up in the rotation. But yeah, I'm not sure what's going on, but those are my thoughts. Those are my guesses right now. Hey buddy, now that Miles is with Young Avengers, who to use on your symbiote team? I know the main 3 are Venom, Carnage, and Dart Spider, but not sure who the other 2 will be. So right now, and even before Miles came to the Young Avengers, or the Young Avengers came to the game, and Miles got moved there from a lot of people, I was running the 3 symbiotes with Drax and Psylocke. So that he didn't have to move. And yeah, my X-Force will be ready for Doc Ock, brother. And this is kind of a follow-up question. What to do with Wolverine? What's your best advice? What you do with stick the symbiotes on war offense? I've been using Psylocke on Korath. My team's been very similar. A lot of times I go in with just the 3 spiders and take it out, just because I want to save my Psylocke and Drax for potential other modes, and I know that the symbiotes can beat the team that they're facing without them. So Psylocke works very good, especially depending on your opponent. If they're going to place a lot of debuffs on you, she's a very good counter to that, especially a turn 1 mass debuff going on your team. She does that very well. Korath helps them a little, gives them some offense, can get around some later taunts because of his ability to put a taunt on a character, potentially ability blocking or adding a slow to a character with his basic, depending what you use. So you got a bunch of different options with Korath. Those are good options. I mean, there's the group with Shuri that gives them the defense up. I've seen Squirrel Girl and X23. That's a very good team as well. So a lot of different ways you can go with Symbiotes just because they're such a good team. And as far as what to do with Wolverine, I'm not sure. There's been rumors of more X-Men coming to the game, so maybe he will find a home on that team. But yeah, I don't know. I don't. He might become a homeless toon for me once we get everybody. Once Beast gets up to speed. But right now he's still on my X-Men team because he has more power than Beast does. Greetings. Again, from Not So Sunny Will, second time asking questions. Thanks so much for answering my first question weeks back. My question is, if you join an alliance that's already completed the difficulty in Ultimate 7, difficulty 1, and are in difficulty 2, and you haven't completed difficulty 1 when you join, are you going to miss out on those rewards for finishing level 1? Yes. So what my current alliance has done is we went back to difficulty 2 and difficulty 3 last week for some of the newer members that haven't had those rewards. So I don't know if your alliance would do some of the same thing for some of the newer players that don't have those first time rewards. But yeah, it's tied to your player account. So if your account has gotten those first time rewards, you're not eligible to get them. So if everybody in the alliance has gotten except for you, hopefully they'll go back just to be nice for you and get those first time rewards for you and maybe some of the newer players in your alliance. But it's tied to your account, not the actual alliance. Bonjour from France again. It seems like it had a spot on new mechanic concerning Doc Ock. So once again, or you had it spot on for the new mechanic. Yes, calling the Sinister Six. I think that's awesome. I like that new mechanic coming to the game. Once again, would you think rework for Mysterio since he is the weakest link? Not sure. I mean, if once Doc Ock comes to the game, kind of like the hand coming, the new hand characters that come to the game. Once Doc Ock comes to the game, I think that's the time that if these characters like Mysterio, some of these other weaker characters, I mean, you could rework all of these characters to make, depending how meta you want this team. But that's the time that they should get their rework if they're gonna get a rework. If they don't get a rework at that time, I think it's very unlikely that they're gonna get a rework ever. So that's what happens. Now in War Defense, for something similar in War Defense, if Sinister Six dies, he's replaced by Mysterio minion. That could be good. Depending, like I said, I'm not sure where they're going with this team. If they want to do something like that, make them a War Defense team, make them a War Offense team, but adding that kind of replacing a Mysterio minion would be pretty cool if they did decide to go that route of the War Defense team. It'd make it a little more viable and using him in War Defense at least. For Red Stars, you still get the benefit of boost if you don't have the gold stars. No. So if you have that Red Star beast, the 6 Red Star, but only 3 gold stars, you're only getting the 3 gold stars. You're going to get the 4 once you get that 4th gold star, the 5th once you get the 5th gold star, and then the 6th once you get the 6th gold star. So those red stars don't matter until you get the gold stars to back them up, which is why when you're looking in the store, guys, don't purchase anything if you don't have the gold stars. I know a lot of people are asking about certain characters. And even if there's certain characters that are good, you have the red stars on them, you're not going to get any benefit if you don't have the gold stars. So know that if you're making purchases in the store with promotion credits. What T4s do you recommend for Invisible Woman to take out the Black Order in Arena? Of a T14 Colossus, Ultron, Phoenix, and Maw. And I have Black Bolt at T14. What team of 5 should I run for offense and defense? So as far as Invisible Woman, her special and her ultimate, I think are very useful outside of that Fantastic Four team. Her passive, very good for that Fantastic Four team. So for Invisible Woman, I would recommend her special, her special, her ultimate, and then possibly her passive as well. And as far as taking out the Black Order, the team that I use in Arena is Phoenix, Colossus, Invisible Woman, a Black Bolt, and Ultron. There's a lot of other teams out there that can be used to beat the Black Order, but that's what I use, and they work pretty good. Unless it's a crazy Cull Obsidian or a crazy Thanos, that team works pretty good. Hello, ValleyFlyin. For starters, thanks for always entertaining us and taking time out of your day to do so. Well, thank you guys for watching. That's why I do it, because you guys watch and are entertained. You, Casino OMG, made our informative, made the game even more enjoyable. Well, thank you guys. My question is, how long ahead are you getting the rumor videos from Drew? Does he film them? He must have his finger on the pulse because he's down under. His videos have him in the summer. When it's winter time, down there now, if I'm not mistaken. Keep up all the good work, brothers. So I'm not sure how far in advance he films them. I'm not sure where he's getting his information from, but when I get it from him that morning is usually when I'm putting in a video. So I get it from him, I put it up. Other than that, I don't know. I don't even know where he's at right now. He doesn't have any new rumors for me, so I don't know where he's at this week. Hello from Melbourne, Australia. Just wondering, what do you think Doc Ock's other abilities will be other than summoning a 6th Sinister Six member? Man, that is like a tongue twister. And what trait do you expect? Keep up all the good work, mate. Love all you do. All right, so I saw someone there that he's supposed to be a support character. I don't know if I missed that in a blog post or what, but I saw it as a support. So my guess was either support or controller, something. I'm expecting some kind of big damage from him as well. I think he needs to have a big damaging move. I'm expecting some stuns, some defense down, some offense down, all that good stuff. He's supposed to be a beast if he's going to be the legendary character. So yes, I think he's going to be very, very strong. All the legendary characters have been very, very good. So I think he'll be some, I want some damage from him. I hope he will add some damage to this game, to that team. They have some damage. I just hope he adds more though. Greetings from Central PA. Since gear was put in the Blitz store, I've gotten 0 SBCs from nodes. Is it just bad RNG, or did they stealth drop the buff rate? The drop rate. I have no idea if they stealth did anything because I don't look at the code. So I'm assuming that they didn't, because I've gotten a few since they put them in there, but don't really need SBCs to clock choked further there. Yeah, it would be very bad if they did that. But I think that they didn't, but I cannot say 100% one way or the other because I don't look in the code and see that. Hey, ValleyFlyin, what do you think the chances are that Baron Zemo will be a Thunderbolts character instead of a Hydra character? Hydra is already well established as a war defense team. There aren't enough characters for a second team. A Thunderbolts team would alleviate the problem the devs created for themselves with Electro and Swarm. Without the dev team moving some characters around, it will be the Sinister 8 instead of Sinister 6, and Doc Ock. Someone will be unreliable at best. Green Goblin would already has a foot outside the Sinister 6 due to his synergy with Symbiotes. So, and off to the Thunderbolts. Shocker was on the Thunderbolts team and is less well known than Electro. It's a Spider-Man villain. The Mirror Kit tweaks Zemo, Shocker, Green Goblin, Crossbones, Winter Soldier, give you a war offense team. I like that. I like that idea. I'm not sure what's happening with these characters. All I know about these characters is what Drew has told me and what you guys have responded to in the comments with some pretty good guesses. So this lines up with a lot of that stuff, guys. So all of this is possible, I guess, until things are announced one way or the other. I think even all the things that the devs have planned can even change. So yes, I guess all of it's possible, guys, and we'll see what happens when we get some official announcement. All we can do right now is have the fun speculating. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. And that is your questions for the week, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed all these questions. Hopefully your question got answered, but if it did not, I still want to thank you guys for submitting all these questions. And yes, if you want to submit a question or get your question potentially featured in an upcoming episode, make sure you are a member of Discord and you check out that Mailbag questions channel. There's a lot of questions in there, and I try to answer as many as I can. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, subscribe, smash like, notifications, all that stuff, guys. I will see you guys next time. Hulk fist bump. Check out some of the links. BlueStacks, worldwide nutrition, 25% off. Check me out on social media. I will see you guys next time. ValleyFlyin out.